Hello, YouTube viewers. Welcome to our show. And now I'd like to introduce you again, Mr. Tarek.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Tarek, what do you want to be when you grow up? You want to be a plumber? You want to be like Mario and Luigi?
Yeah, like Mario.
Do you think Mario and Luigi like clownfish?
Yeah, yes they do.
Well, then, they can help us with today's video.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the overflow system. We'll also talk about what's underneath the tank, the sump, the refugium, and lastly, we'll talk about the return pump.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
Plumber Tarek, how do you remove detritus, fish waste, and excess food that is in the water?
But I don't know, you're gonna tell me.
With a good overflow system, that's how. Your fish has nowhere to go when they use the bathroom. So when you feed your fish and they poop, the excess waste and food gets converted into ammonia, nitrites, and nitrates. And these can become toxic at high levels. They can kill your fish.
Ooh, that would be bad.
You're right, that would be bad. So make sure you have a good overflow system. Part of a good overflow system is to have redundancy by having a main pipe and a backup pipe. Just in case your main pipe fails, the backup pipe kicks in, preventing your living room from being
What is
flooded.
that on the pipes?
That's salt on the pipes. There's a leak in the pipes. We need to fix it.
Yeah.
Go get the purple primer and the PVC cement.
Yes, sir.
Luckily, we put true union connectors on every part of this system, and it's going to be easy to take the pipes apart. This beats cutting the pipes. So now we're going to stop the flow of this water from going down this pipe by shutting off the needle valve. Well, you look at that. The pipe came out pretty easily from that elbow, which means when I first put this together, I forgot to glue it. We're going to have to use the purple primer and the PVC cement to glue this back together. So I'm going to prime the outside of the straight pipe. I'm going to prime the inside of the elbow and then glue it back together. And now it's fixed and watertight. No more salt on the outside. Now let's follow the flow of the water. The water from the main tank is coming down and bring with it
And poop.
excess waste,
And poop.
leftover food,
And poop.
and detritus. And it's bringing it down to the sump.
Poop.
And what is a sump? It's like a water treatment plant. But because this is a living and breathing system, I like to call it the heart and lung of an organism. Think about it. Let's compare this to the human body. Blood returning to the heart from the organs is now deoxygenated and it enters the heart. Once it enters the heart pumps it to the lungs, where the lungs have oxygen and it picks up the oxygen into the blood. Then the oxygenated blood will replenish the vital organs. So in the same line of thought, unclean water entering from the tank will enter the sump through a series of chambers and skimmers and pump will re-enter the main tank fresh and clean. So fresh and so clean.
Fresh is the queen.
So let's take a look inside the sump. Take this cover off. Set it aside. And here we have a pre-filter. Take the pre-filter out. Looks a little bit dirty, so I'm going to put this aside. We're going to clean it in just a second here. The water will flow into a crevice over the pre-filter and into the sock. The sock is made of microfibers small enough to catch any leftover debris. On the drop box to the left, you'll see me cleaning the pre-filter with the tank water. Also in the sump, underneath the
Poopy.
poopy compartment, the sock compartment, I have
No.
bags of carbon. Carbon will detoxify ammonia so that it doesn't return to the main tank. Here is my reef octopus skimmer. And the skimmer does a good job to remove protein in the form of fish waste and leftover food. Do you hear that? That's the sound of a pump that's working overtime. I took some water out earlier, so it has less water to pump. Now I got to replenish it. This water is reverse osmosis, deionized water, or RODI water. Essentially, it is tap water that is clean and the hard metals removed from it. On the left side of the sump is a compartment for the return pump. The return pump on this particular system pumps about 550 gallons of water per hour. The 4 little white bulkheads are for connectors to a dosing pump. You can use a 2-part or 3-part dosing system to dose calcium and alkalinity solutions or even trace elements on a daily basis. Clean water is pumped to the main tank through the return pipes. Make sure that on this return pipe you have a one-way check valve. This check valve prevents any backflow of water into the sump. And during an electrical outage, this overflow in your sump will cause flooding on your beautiful hardwood flooring. Keep food and waste from settling on the bottom of your tank by creating flow. One way to create water movement is to use a return nozzle accelerator. This accelerator will create random waves that will push and move food from the bottom of the tank to the top column of the tank, from one end and all the way to the other end of the tank. Now let's talk about water changes. I know everybody hates to do water changes, but let me tell you, water changes are the most effective way to reduce your levels of ammonia, nitrates, nitrites, all those bad chemicals, all those chemicals that will become toxic in your tank. They are the best way to remove them. It is a pain in the rear to do water changes if you do not have an effective way to drain the water from the tank. The best option to alleviate some of your headache is to have a built-in system. Here, I have a faucet and spigot system. It's attached to the side of the tank at a height where I want the water to drain to. So there you have it, the down and dirty on aquarium plumbing. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you for watching.